Okay, we're rolling. Hello and welcome to Back to the Basics Bootcamp Session 2. So if you missed the previous video, there is a Back to the Basics Bootcamp Session 1, which included, if you missed it, you can go back and check it out. It's another YouTube video, but that included motivation and vision and lead generation. So this bootcamp, session 2, is going to include booking appointments and selling and closing. So I'm excited that you're joining us. I am Sales Director Christy Mathry. I have been building my business for over 19 years, and I'm just excited to share with you some of my own personal experiences and then some also specific nitty-gritty nuts and bolts of booking appointments and how then to sell at your appointments, and just to help you be more successful at your Mary Kay business. So I'm really excited. So we're just going to jump right in. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on getting appointments because in our last video, we talked about different ways that you could generate names, leads. We talked about lead jars. We talked about referral games. We talked about lead flyers. We talked about booking your friends and family, and then how to also create excitement through social media. So once you have interaction with people and you've built those relationships, which we talked a lot about in our last session, you're now going to follow up with those people and actually book your appointments. And so what I've done is I have put together a PDF with all of the scripts that you will need. If you are part of our Mary Kay Facebook group, our training group, Tuesday Night Live, because I train every Tuesday, you can go check that out. It is a PDF that you can find if you're watching this as recently as me creating it and putting it out. It'll probably be towards the top of our page, but you can always go under our Tuesday Night Live page and click on Files. And under Files, you will be able to find that document. So I believe that I saved it. Let me check this out just to make sure. I saved this as scripts for booking appointments, and it's a PDF. It's going to have scripts for you to text people who you've gathered names through a lead jar. And again, you can learn more about lead jars in our previous video. You can also watch a YouTube video by Michelle Cunningham, who is the bomb at this and who this training is based off of. She is someone I grew up in Mary Kay learning from. I loved all of her scripts, and they're basically what I've used when booking my appointments since I met her and since I started taking her trainings years and years ago. So they are definitely successful. So she has scripts with messages that you can use specifically word for word because they work, that you can text. She included email scripts that you can send and actual phone calls, live calls that you can make. And that's what I did 19 years ago when I started Mary Kay, was actually called my customers. And since technology has progressed, I am so thankful that we now have the ability to text our customers, to private message them, to direct message them. And so that's made things really handy for me as well. But I always feel like the rule that I follow is how someone contacts you is how you should respond back to them. So if they're a customer of yours, a family member, a current customer, a coworker, if there's someone who always texts, they like to text. If there's someone who calls, I have a customer, in fact, I just sent her order. She ordered like $150 of her skincare. She always calls me. She lives in Louisville. We have never met in person. Her niece lives down the road from me and gave me her name. And we always chat on the phone. And I love calling Anne because I get to hear her voice and her sweet accent, and she's retired, and I get to catch up on her life with her husband, and we just chat, and I get her order out to her, and it's the way that she likes to communicate. So that's how I communicate with hers. I have other people who strictly just email me. I have people who Facebook message me. So I know it's lots of different forms of communication that you need to follow up through and keep in touch with, but when you know how your clients communicate with you and you can reciprocate, they appreciate that, and they'll be more apt to respond if you follow their lead. And so that's just a good rule of thumb. Communicate with people how they communicate with you. So there are options in this PDF that will allow you to have specific scripts for emailing, texting, and calling on the phone. So besides lead jars, there is also scripts for flyer texting. So we talked just real briefly about lead jars, but you can also make lead flyers. And so that's another example, and there are scripts in there for that as well. Now, we spent a good chunk of time talking about referrals. Referrals is how I personally built my business, and you can play the fabulous game. It's a video that you can also watch on YouTube by Michelle Cunningham, and it's just a way that you can generate names at your parties, either in person or when you're doing a virtual party, and it's just for asking names and numbers of their friends and family who would also like to receive some pampering. And these are the scripts that you can text. And then what I love about Michelle Cunningham's scripts are it also gives you the words of what to say when they respond. So when you reach out and you send the script saying, hey, Shannon, this is Christy with Mary Kay. I know we've never met before, but your friend Jill and I got together to play in some makeup. She thought you were someone who deserved complimentary pampering packet. And so I wondered if I should, call you or text you with these details. And when they respond back, it says, okay, great. Now what I'm going to send to you is this complimentary swag bag. It'll leave you feeling refreshed out the door in less than 2 hours. It gives you every single little detail. And so all you have to do is copy it word for word. So I love that. I also love that she's giving you the first message, the second message, the third message, the fourth message. And each message is a different little reminder, from making sure that she's going to get together with you in person or receive the packet from you. Giving you, the options of would this day or this day be better. What I learned through building my business, and what Michelle also does in these scripts, is she always gives women 2 choices. Instead of giving a yes or no question, you always give 2 choices. So, once she said yes, that she wants to get together with you or she wants to get a pampering packet, let's go with the route that she wants to get together with you in person. We just say, then the next script is, awesome, we just need to pick a window where you have about an hour to 2 hours to get together. Are Friday nights or Saturday mornings better for you? Are weeknights or weekends better for you? Great. Depending on what she says, would a Thursday or Friday night be better? Always give 2 choices. And then once she tells you, then great. Thursday nights, I have this Thursday or next Thursday. Which one works better for you? Just always giving options. And so I will let you look through all of those. I'm not going to go through every single script, but just know it's a gold mine, the PDF that you're receiving. And it gives you the prompts right along the way, just, in how they can add friends. Do you want to do this alone or with friends? Do you want me to send cute little notes to your friends, or will you forward it along to them? Do you want me to create an invite on Facebook? It's giving you the exact word for word, play by play. It also has scripts for you turning it into a party, for you to do online parties. It gives you things to do to get ready for your online party, the invite strategy. And so I want you to just take some time to print that out. Find a binder that you might want to put that in so you have it in front of you while you're making your contacts. Also, some tricks for you. If you do not know how to make shortcuts, you can create shortcuts in your phone. Google how to do a shortcut in your phone. And so it just, by saving one word, you would just type that one word and then the whole script would pop up. So that would save you time. Or you can save these scripts, take the time to voice text them into your notes on your phone. And now if you have a note for Mary Kay scripts, you can pull those up and copy and paste those scripts in to the messages as you're sending them. So your homework for this first part, we're going to spend the most time underselling today. But the homework for you for this boot camp is to print out these scripts and then now go back to boot camp 1 and decide, if you haven't already, if you're doing lead jars, if you're doing lead flyers, if you're going to play the fabulous game, if you're going to create some reels and get some curiosity by some posts, but find some ways that you're going to generate leads. And then now you're going to take these scripts and you're going to use these scripts to book. I will tell you my favorite way to book as a Mary Kay consultant and still as a sales director is to use my friends and family or my current customers and ask to borrow their face, whether that's a before and after portfolio or if that's to take the new product that's launching and have them test market. I always use the word test market, or I would say I need guinea pigs to try out these new products and give me their feedback. And so there are scripts inside your PDF that ask friends and family, reach out to friends and family to try out your products and to borrow their face. That's what I would do. So it'd be like, hey, Katie, this is Christy, random question. I am working as part of my training to put product on 30 women, or I'm looking for 30 women in the month of August to get together. And basically you get a spa pampering treatment, charcoal mask, amazing eye cream. I would love for you to test market these products for me and give me your opinion. I always feel like if you tell them specifically what they're getting out of it and how they're helping you with your training, that they will definitely want to help you, because women want to help other women. Also, you can let them know what's in it for them, what they're getting for free. And just by getting together with me today, you're going to get XYZ free, or you're going to, get a free gift from me. I have found that you don't even need to tell women what their free gift is, and they will do it. And so it could be a PCP gift, one of the minis that we have. It could be one item of their choice, half off, because you're not losing any money, and most women are going to try what they buy. And so you're going to end up selling more, but one of their items will be 50% off for getting together with you. So go through those scripts and get ready to book your appointments, because this next section, the section we're going to spend the most time on today during this training, is selling and closing. And I hope you have your notebook. We talked a little bit about your spiral notebook in our first session and how you can divide that into 3 sections. And one section is going to be a place for you to have all of your Mary Kay notes from your trainings. I have a lot of notes on selling. Again, I've been selling for over 19 years. I had not sold one thing prior to Mary Kay, not even a Girl Scout cookie. I still get uncomfortable when I think of saying that I'm in sales, because I feel like sales can generate a negative attitude for people. But when you think of booking and you think of selling, what I want you to think of is our job. Think of yourself as a professional reminder. Like, you're just a professional reminder. You're not annoying. You're an assertive person who's professionally reminding people of their appointment, of what they might need, of, getting together with you. You're just always reminding. That's just what you do as a consultant. You're professionally reminding people. And I'm going to give you some other tips for selling. And, what I think is so cool about what we do is that we provide a service for people. Selling is not about, what we can get from people. It's what we can give to people, what we can provide for people. And so if we can remember that, we provide a service, we provide products that help people, that build their confidence. If that's what we go into it as, we're providing for people, we can kind of take that negative connotation out of our head and make our confidence go up, because we're not looking in, especially if you're someone who feels like you're nervous about being pushy or salesy. If you just go into that with, we're providing a service, I think you'll have a different attitude as you begin. So I'm going to tell you some other fun things that I think about when I have looked back over my career of sales. One of them is the secret to selling lots of product to your clients is to think about the feature of the product that you're providing, the benefit that the product provides, then the other hidden benefit, and then a story. I feel like if you can always tell a story to your customers that you relate to, or that has happened to you or someone you know, you will sell more product because they will hear that story and they will have an emotional connection to it, and they will feel more apt to buy it and to trust you. So let's give an example of this feature, benefit, hidden benefit, and story formula, because I'm going to want you to take some of your favorite products that you show and talk about most often, and to apply this 4-step framework to it so that you can practice in the mirror, practice while you're driving in the car, saying the product features, benefits, hidden benefits, and then telling a story so that you're more comfortable doing that at your appointments, whether those are virtual, if you're making a product video quick on your customer page, or you're in person with people. Let's start with, I'm going to talk about Serum C, because that, when people ask me what my favorite product is, like I use all of Mary Kay if it applies to my skin type, like the skincare, the makeup, the supplements, the body care, fragrance. If we have it, I use it. And so it's hard to pick just one, but one that has made a huge difference and impact on my skin is the vitamin C plus E serum. And so I talk about this product all the time. I talk about it during my appointments, virtual, in person. And I always tell people that vitamin C is so important for your skin, and vitamin E. And what they do is they naturally support the collagen in your skin, the regrowth of your collagen. Do you know, I always ask people this, do you know at what age your collagen starts to break down? Do you? I always ask this question, then I pause, and then I make everyone go around the table and guess, and they guess all kinds of ages. But did you know it's really 15? I mean, that is crazy. You're like still in high school. Your skin is already starting to that collagen is breaking down, and we're not able to then continue to produce that. Like a baby's skin is so smooth because it will naturally, that growth, it's producing that collagen. It's like 24 hours, and those new skin cells are moving back up to the surface, and that's why their skin is so smooth and soft. But for us, our mature skin can take 30 days for the new cells to get to the surface. So we need to speed that up, okay? And so one way to speed that up and to create the natural growth of that collagen and to support that naturally is through vitamin C and vitamin E. And so that's what this serum does. And don't you feel like when you look better, you feel better? And then you just leave the house like, I can do this. I'm gonna have a great day, okay? So that's the feature, that's the benefit, the natural growth of our collagen. The hidden benefit is our confidence, but then there's a story. What's the story? I kind of told you a story about skin cells and baby skin versus our mature skin, but I always then tell people this, what happened to me. When this product launched several years ago, I started using this every evening and every morning, and there was a night where I was getting ready for bed, and as I'm at my sink, my husband's at his sink, and we're just chit-chatting as we're getting ready for bed, and I'm talking to him, and I've already taken my makeup off, and he's looking at me and he said, "Are you doing something different to your skin?" And I was like, "I am. Can you tell?" And he's like, "I can." And I said, "I'm using a new product. It's this lifting serum. It's the vitamin C plus E lifting serum." And so I kind of was like, well, my husband is pretty observant. He notices things. But my friend Cindy, I saw later in the week, and she said, "Do you know that Jim asked me what I was doing different to my skin because he said my face looked good?" I was like, wow. If Jim noticed, then this really works, because Jim is not like that, if you knew Jim. you wouldn't think that that's something that he would do. So that is a story that I tell about the vitamin C. Now, if you don't have a story yet, keep using the product and you'll get a story, or you'll just borrow other people's stories. Just borrow other people's stories. You can borrow my stories until you get your own stories. Another story I talk about is the microdermabrasion. It's like sandpaper. It's like sandpaper for your skin. It polishes the skin. It makes it smooth. We need to slough off the dead skin cells so that those, again, new skin cells can come to the surface to speed up that 30 days. So that's like a baby skin. And so we need to exfoliate. So exfoliating, microdermabrasion is like sandpaper for your skin. It makes it smooth and soft in your makeup. Oh my goodness, not only will your skin be smooth and soft, but the days that you microderm, your makeup will be flawless. So you want to microderm on the days that you want your makeup to look its best. I always tell people WW weekends and Wednesdays on what days they should microderm, but I'm not the microderm police. You can decide if you want to do it on other days. You could do it 3 days a week if you want, but at least twice a week, you want to exfoliate your skin. And if you have blackheads, this is a game changer, or if you have large pores, because it's going to minimize those pores. Do you know there was a time when we got the flu and I was in bed and I did not wash my face. I am faithful. I wash my face every morning and every night, but I was sick. I did not get out of bed for almost 2 full days. And so I did not wash my face. And do you know what happened? We got up and went to church that Sunday, and I'm in the car and I'm looking, and I was like, oh, I have a pen mark on my nose. So I'm scratching it, and I'm looking in the mirror in the car, the visor. It's not coming off. So then, gross, right? I'm scrubbing, I'm scratching. I cannot get that off. And do you know what I said to Nels as we're driving to church? I was mortified. I have a blackhead. I do not get blackheads. I take very good care of my skin. We got home, I used my cleanser, my Mary Kay cleanser, which has exfoliating beads, and I'm rubbing my nose. It did not come off. I was like, oh my word. And I remembered, well, microdermabrasion helps with blackheads. So I went, put just the tiniest squirt on my finger. I am telling you, one swipe. There's crystals that polish the skin. One swipe. And that was gone. I was like, this is a miracle product. Microderm is one of those products that you see instant results. I also have a friend who I taught with in Oswego. She went every single week to a dermatologist. Every month to a dermatologist for a microderm treatment. This was 15 years ago. She spent $100 a month for one microderm treatment. And so she said to me, you guys have microderm, don't you? And I said, yeah, because she was telling me about her dermatologist. I said, actually, why don't you just take it home? I have never been to a dermatologist for a microderm treatment. I would love your feedback. I would love for you to be a guinea pig for me and try this microderm and then tell me how it compares to your dermatologist and the treatment you get every month. She's like, oh, sure. I said, because this set is $55 and it lasts you about 6 months if you do it twice a week. She's like, oh, I spend $100 every month for one treatment. I said, oh, perfect. You're the perfect guinea pig. She took it home. The next day, she taught down the hall for me. She comes walking in my classroom. She's like, she was holding it, is amazing. This does the exact same thing that I am getting when I go to the doctor to get a professional treatment. I said, yeah, it's only $55 for 6 months. I said, so, if you want one, I can get you one. Or I said, you can actually get it as a consultant, half price. So then you would only be spending $22.50 instead of $55. Is that the right math? I remember I only teach little kids. But you pay wholesale. And so, do you know she joined my team and has been with me ever since. She's been with me ever since. And she orders for herself, her mom, her sister, and she's been with me over 15 years. And and I love her to death. She's married now and has the cutest little guy. And back then she was a brand new teacher. And so I just think if you can tell a story, don't use my story, use my blackhead story, use my friend Lindsay's story, going to the dermatologist. If you can make a connection with people and tell a story, if you give them the benefit, tell them the feature that's hot, maybe it's retinol right now and you talk about our retinol and that's the featured ingredient. Now you tell the benefit to it and then a little hidden benefit, but end with a story. People connect with you when you tell them a story. And then it's not like you're even selling them product, because if you are passionate about it, that's going to come through. You don't have to sell people. You're just telling them how it has impacted you and the benefits, and now they're going to want it too. Also, the best way to dramatically increase your sales is also to use a closing sheet, and a sheet that has a variety of sets and deals on it. Okay, I'll tell you I'm a basic, simple girl. I've done this since I first started Mary Kay. This is how I was taught to close a sale. And I remember Eileen Huffman. I had a CD of hers, and I would listen to her over and over in my car as I was driving to work, and I just listened to her words, and then her words became my words. But she did a beauty book closing. She sold with a beauty book, and I continued to do that. Now, we've had other fancy sets that I've used before as well, especially really professional, nice ones for Mary Kay. They have these placemats. If you're using in person, you can get beauty ones, or you can get these glamour ones. I love the glamour ones because if you're doing a makeup party, it actually has the ways that they can contour and do their eyes based on their eye shape, and it's just like a fun tutorial. But then it has the products you use. But they also have skincare ones. But what I always loved is I love the beauty book. And as we went through the Miracle set, we just followed along, and I had them turn to the page about the Miracle set. And then while they were washing their face, I just quick touched on the other sets that we have, and who they would benefit from using that. But basically, I just went through the beauty book. Then we talked about Microderm. We tried the Microderm. I talked about the brush. I just let my hostess use the brush. Only my hostess. She got special treatment. She got to use the Microderm while everyone else just did the Miracle set. But when I got done, what I would do is I would tell everyone to pull out the set sheet at the back of the book. And it can be overwhelming to give someone a big catalog. And so I would just show them the beauty book because it just had the skincare in it, what we use. Now, if I was doing a glamour party, that's why these sets were better than the actual whole catalog, because it's overwhelming. And if you give too many choices to someone, they typically can't make a decision. So I loved the set sheet. And I would always give them some special deals. I would tell them to circle what we use. This is the Miracle set with the Microdermabrasion. This is what we use today. This is our Skinvigorate brush that our hostess Sarah used today. This is the eye makeup remover that we use today that we took our makeup off with. And these are the eye patches that I told you about. Now, if it was a spa Microderm party, if it was a charcoal party, whatever you use, then you would just circle and have them talk about it. And then I would say, okay, when we get together, I have special deals. These deals don't happen, normally, like you won't see these in the catalog that comes in your mail, or when you go to order on my website, these deals won't be available, but these are the deals that you get when you get together with me. And so if you order 2 sets, any of these 2 sets, maybe you want the Miracle set and you want to get the botanical sets for your daughter. When you buy 2 sets, you get your 3rd set half off. So you might be thinking, I would love to get that Skinvigorate brush. And normally that's pretty expensive. I don't know if I'd want to spend $75 on this brush, but if I was getting it 50% off, that's for me, So you could buy your skincare, your daughter's skincare, and you can get your Skinvigorate brush half off. Or maybe you want your skincare and you want this multi-masking set so that you can get your eye patches and your eye makeup remover half off. But if you buy 2 sets, you get your 3rd most expensive set half off. Now, you can do that however you want. It could be the most inexpensive set, half off, however you want to run it. But if you buy 2 sets, you get your 3rd set half off. Now, if you do 4 sets, you still get a set half off. 1 set half off, but you also get our amazing travel roll-up bag that you put all of your products in that I showed you today for free. So you'll get 4 sets. You'll get 1 set 50% off, but you also will get to take all of your products home in this adorable bag. And then I always show the bag. My demo products, when I'm getting together in person with people, I work out of the travel roll-up bag. So everybody has this cute little beauty book that we walk through. They have their set sheet. And then I take all the working products, my testers, I use the travel roll-up bag, and that's what I demo from. And so then I show them that and how they can get that bag for free if they buy 4 sets. So that's a deal. You're giving them a deal and you're telling them how they can get a deal. And this works when you sit one-on-one with them now and you talk to them. So if you're in person, what I would always say is, oh my goodness, tonight we're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna play in some products. Your skin's going to feel amazing. When we're finished, you are going to get to eat all of Sarah's yummy desserts that she has over there in the kitchen. And while you're eating, I'm going to meet with everybody one-on-one to answer any questions that you might have and see what products you're interested in. And so they know they're going to talk to me. It makes them more comfortable, so that's not a surprise at the end. But also I just let them know that I'm here to answer any questions they might have and help them find what they're looking for. Because for some people, money and their skin is private. They might have questions about their skin that they don't want the other people to know at the table, and they may not have financially all the money to spend today. And so I can work with them to help them, earn things for free, to talk about their payment. And so you're doing them a service by meeting with them. So you want to meet with them one-on-one. Now, this is a little more tricky when it's a virtual party, but you just let people know that you're available to answer questions and you're going to, message them. And then when I message them, I ask, these exact same questions that I'm going to talk to you about that I want you to write down. I talk to them through private messenger, or I ask them, is it easier? Would it be better if we talk in person? Would you like me to give you a call? So you want to make sure that you're sitting with them and answering these questions. These are the questions that I always ask at my parties. 4 simple questions. You can have them write them down on the back of their profile card that you hand out if they're in person, or you can just, if you're doing virtual, ask them these when you're privately messaging them through direct messenger, or if they give you permission to call. But I always ask, did you have fun? It's easy. Did you have fun? It's hard for someone to say no when you ask like that. Like, did you have fun? And then I just wait. And then second, how does your skin feel? And I always touch my skin because it makes them want to touch their skin. And their skin feels great because they just got done having a facial with you. How does your skin feel? And then you wait for them to answer. And then I say, now, if money were no object, what set or sets would you love to take home with you? If you could take this set sheet and you could pick anything, you just won the lottery, what set or sets would you take home with you? And I would just listen. I would jot down some notes as they write them. And then the final question, I would say, okay, now that I know your wish list and we're being more realistic, what would you actually like to get started with today? You've let them dream and go crazy, but then you can now start filling out their sales ticket because they're being real with you. But do you also know what you know? You know what you know from asking that question? You now know what they still want that they can't get. And so now when you are done closing the sale, you can ask them if they'd like to book a party like Sarah did so that you can earn that microderm or you can earn that Skin Vigorate brush for free, right? You now know. Okay, so you're jotting down, and then you want to help them customize some sets. So, what I've done, my job is to help them. What I've done is, maybe they want the eye makeup remover, but they don't need the patches. And they want the charcoal mask, but they don't want the gel. Oh, you know what? You know what I can do for you? I can put those 2 together and I can make them 1 set. Would that help you? What if I make these 2 1 set? Now, I already know that you want the microderm, and then we'll put the charcoal and the eye makeup remover together. Now that's 2 sets. Now you actually get a 3rd set for free, or for half off, sorry. Now you get your 3rd set half off. I'm helping them. I'm customizing a set. Now it looks like I'm not really selling to them, like I'm not being pushy or crazy. I'm helping them. Oh, you don't want that? I can move some things around. We can totally do that. And now, but what we've done is we've created 2 sets. Now they qualified for the 3rd set half off. Now, did you want to do a 4th set and get the travel roll-it bag? Oh, that's okay. We don't have to do that if they say no. But guess what they might say? Yes, actually I would. Actually, I really do want that Skin Vigorate brush. Great. Now you get your travel roll bag for free. Okay, so do you see how I did that? And so how you're working with them to help them get the best deals. It's your job to help them, and you're sitting with them and helping them. Now, what I've also learned along the way is if you are doing something virtually, or even if you're doing an in-person party, what you can do is later say, we've picked some winners. Isn't this so fun? And your name was one of our winners. Everyone who ordered qualified to be chosen as a winner, and you were a winner. So Sarah, I'm so excited. You were one of our lucky winners today, and your name was drawn, and that means that you actually get any additional item 50% off, or you get any additional item 25% off. It's just a way for you to upsell. This is a great way for you to upsell. So if you're wanting to increase the number of sales at your party, you can go back and follow up with people, and you can choose people that would be winners, that they would get an extra 1 item 50% off. Now, I love 50% off because I don't lose any money. They get a big discount to order, and now what has happened is they're on a product that they wouldn't have already ordered, possibly because of the price, and they're going to start using it. They're going to fall in love with it, and now they're going to start reordering it. So it's a way for me to get people on more product so that they now are using it in their bathroom, washing it down the drain every night, and wanting to reorder. So getting a chance to contact people and follow up now is thanking them for ordering. Thank you so much for ordering. And did you know that when you ordered, it qualified you to be one of our lucky winners from the drawing? And you actually were one of the winners, and you get an extra item 50% off. So it's a way for you to upsell like crazy. Okay, so when closing a sale in person, I want you to remember that the sale is always going to happen before they leave. If someone leaves without sitting with you and without ordering, it's pretty likely they're not going to order. Like, it's harder to close a sale after they've left an in-person party, especially if you don't know them and, life happens and they start to realize, oh, I don't really need that. And so you need to close that sale before they walk out the door. So I always would say, hey, I'm getting ready. I'm going to be sitting over here to close the sales while Sarah serves all the brownies and the lemonade. Is there anyone that has to get going right away, that needs to leave, that wants to meet with me first, so I can help answer any questions you might have and find what you're looking for? So then I can grab the person who's got to go. Like, if she's in a hurry, doesn't have time to wait. But then everybody else knows, oh, she really is meeting with all of us. Oh, she's set up over here in the living room on the couch. Oh, she's going to help me, and then when I am done meeting with Jill, because she has to leave first, I'll say, Jill, will you actually grab Mary and just send her next? And then I just keep doing that. I keep telling them to grab them so people keep coming. And so that I can get through quickly and respect everyone's time, but also so I'm not there all night. Everyone's hanging out now and having fun. That's why I asked the hostess to wait and serve the food at the end of the party, so that they're all visiting and hanging out and eating and visiting while I close each of the people. When it's a virtual party, it's a little more difficult. I feel like we have some more grace time, but also there needs to be a deadline, and it's more work on your end following up. But the sale will happen within the first week, that week of the party. Give them a 3 days to 7 days, and you tell them, and that's the deadline. And so it's also giving you reason to follow up and contact people, letting them know how close the deadline is for the party, and so that you have reason to follow up. But selling is not something you do to someone. I want you to remember that. It's something you do for someone. So you're giving a gift. You are providing a service. Just like we talked about at the beginning, I want you to take out that mentality of being salesy and just thinking about how you're providing a service. You're asking these questions so that you can get to know people and so that you have a dialogue. Because it's weird if you're just going to sit down with people when they're done and say, here's the catalog. Did you want something? Don't be weird. Like, this makes it comfortable and not awkward, and you're giving options of dialogue where they can answer you and tell you how they're feeling. Did you have fun? I'm so glad. How does your skin feel? What did you love? What was something you can't live without? Like, what if money were no object and you could get anything you wanted off of the set sheet? What would you love to take home with you? Okay, now I know money is an object, so like, let's be more realistic. What is something you want to start with today? Like, you're giving her the lead to, like, you're directing her of where to go next, and they're more comfortable with you. So I just want you to kind of be thinking of that as you're closing your sales. Okay, so get people in the mindset of purchasing with sets. We talked about using the closing sheet, that little beauty book set sheet, or using the placemats that you can buy on Mary Kay, your In Touch website, and that's under, when you're placing your product orders, I think selling, section 2, sales aids that you can use for your parties. But think of some good lines that will help you as you're selling as well. Like, these are scientifically formulated to work together. So when you're selling things, talk about what things go together. The benefit of buying the whole miracle set instead of individual pieces. These are scientifically formulated to go together. They, before Mary Kay, I was buying a cleanser from this brand and a moisturizer from this brand and an exfoliating scrub from this brand, but they weren't scientifically formulated to go together. So sometimes products don't react well when mixed together because scientifically they weren't formulated to go together. And this set it was made to all work together like a family, to be together. These work together to give you the best results. You're just telling people the benefits of purchasing things in sets or purchasing the same formula and how it's going to better impact them. When you use these together, you'll receive optimum results. So those are 3 phrases that you can steal from me and use. These are formulated to work together. These are going to give you the best results when you purchase them and use them together. Or these will give you optimum results. All right? Just some little tweaking of your phrases can help you. Remember, 90% of selling is your conviction. What you use, if you're using the products and you love them and you see results, it's going to come through in the way you talk about them. And then people are going to want to jump on board and use them as well. So 90% of it comes from your enthusiasm, your excitement, your conviction of your product. Only 10% of selling is persuasion. We're not there to persuade people to do something. We're just supposed to tell them about what we use and why we love it. Have you ever sold something that you don't get any financial gain from? I do it all the time. I sell people on a movie I just saw. Oh my gosh, you have to see this movie, or you've got to read this book. It was phenomenal. You have to watch this show. Are you watching this? Are you watching Yellowstone? I love it. Like, if you talk about something that you're loving, people get excited. If you say, do you shop? Do you ever go to Gigi's? It's my favorite. This is where I got this top. I love Gigi's. It's in Morris. It's downtown. Like, you just talk about it. Have you been to this restaurant? You have to eat here. I had breakfast there last weekend at White's. It's so adorable, kind of looks like Magnolia. It's so cute, and the food was amazing. Like, you just tell people what you love, and then they want to go there. They want to eat there. They want to stay there. They want to wear those clothes. They want to order. Like, just naturally, if you're a person who tells about your experiences, you're going to draw other people in. Okay? Like, that's just sales. It's 90% of it is you telling about why you love it. So just remember that. This is a good one to remember from Seth Godin. Don't find customers for your products. Find products for your customers. Like, you shouldn't be on the lookout for customers for your products. Just take the customers you already have and help them find the products that they need. That's selling. And if you just have 1 or 2 customers, that's okay. Make them really good customers. That's why I had cycle groups where I just took turns. I had a core group of people, 5 or 6 people who were friends that loved each other. They loved to get together. And they just took turns hostessing. And so like if it was August and all the new fall products came out, we would be at Jill's house and Jill would get everyone together and she'd make the treats and we'd hang out and I'd show the new products, but we'd still go through the skincare and I'd still give them a color card. And so they were using the main product line, but then I would just do little product commercials and the new stuff that came out. I might pass out the new lipstick and everyone tried it. Or we might try the one new mask that just came out. Then I'd say, okay, now your products are about, if you're an average squirter, you're not over squirting, these products should last you about 3 to 4 months. Your mascara is good for 3 to 4 months, then you need a new tube. Your cleanser should be gone in 3 to 4 months. I'm gonna know if you're not using it every morning and every night if it's not empty in 3 to 4 months. So that would be like November, December, when all the Christmas products are out, all the holiday products are out, when the new Christmas catalog and all the fun stuff are coming out before the holidays. You'll probably need some stocking stuffers. You're gonna need to reorder your other stuff. I can help you with your gift giving. So who wants to get the discount and, get their products for free or whatever your deal is? In November, December, we can if we can kind of set a date now, and if we need to adjust it, we can. But what I need to find out is who's going to take the next turn bringing all of you guys together. Okay, whose house is the cutest at Christmas and you want to show off your tree? Like, make it fun, get people excited. Then we'd go to Rihanna's house because she went over the top decorating and she loves that, and everyone would be together. And then I'd say, okay, remember, you're going to be running out of your cleanser and your eye makeup remover in about 3 months. So that's, let's see, it's November, it's February, March, we can get together. The spring product will be launching. Do you know that I love when the products come out and I get them early and you'll get to play in them and try them. We're going to need new colors for spring because our wardrobe is going to be changing. Everybody's going to be so excited to, get their pastel colors out of the closet, and I'm probably going to have new lip glosses and maybe some fun new eyeshadows. So now let's see, Jill, you hosted in the fall and we're at Rihanna. So whose turn is it next to get the products for free? Okay, so we're gonna get back together, and then everybody's gonna come, and then I'm gonna bring those products. Okay, even if you have 6 customers and you do that with those 6, that family or those friends, 4 times a year, they're gonna get in the habit of reordering quarterly when the new catalog comes out. You're gonna stay active because they're gonna place a big order, and you're gonna place at least a $225 order 4 times a year. And along the way, this is what happens. It's at Rihanna's house. Now, she went to a lot of work to get her house cute for Christmas. So Rihanna's gonna have the same people, but she's gonna have a few more people. She's gonna have her girls from book club. She might have her mom, her neighbor. And so now the 5 or 6 people maybe it was 10. I mean, I have done parties where some were in the kitchen and some were in the dining room, and I stood in the doorway so we could have 2 tables, and I did the party like this. Like I was talking like this so I could see both rooms, and then it'll be spring and it might be crazy because sports are starting. So not all of the friends are coming, but it's now at, Mary's house, but Mary may not have the moms with the kids, but Mary's got her Bible study group, a couple people from there, and so Rihanna still came and Jill still came because they hosted, but now it's Mary's mom and sister are there too, and so it adds a few people, and so now your customer base starts growing little by little. And now the crazy thing is, the awesome thing is if also from Rihanna and Mary and Jill's parties, a couple more people hosted and brought their friends. Now it's like a tree and the branches are growing and your customer base starts to grow. But again, if you remember that you're not really finding customers for the product, you're finding products for your customers. Those customers, they are always reordering their staple items, but then they're getting new products that they add each time. They are getting some of the new limited edition. Last time maybe they got on the skincare, but this time they're going to get on the Microderm. And then this time they're going to get on the CC Cream Mascara. Like, they're starting to grow their products in their bathroom. And then you're also growing your customer base. It's just natural as you start to do that. That's why I love cycle groups. Find one core group to start hosting and then work it like that. The perfect time now. Products are coming out with the new catalog. And then you're like, okay, when you're done with that group, say, I wouldn't be doing myself justice if I wasn't the best consultant by checking in on you in 3 months when your products are running low and then showing you the new things that come out. So we can come back to Jill's house or to somebody else want to take turns and get their products for free. Okay, so that's a way for you to just look at your job as providing great service to your customers. And then also one way to increase the sale is also to upsell, making sure that they know, like, when they spend $40 that they get a gift with purchase. So that's just a great way for them to remember, oh, you know, we're gonna upsell maybe with the sets or with a gift with purchase. Another way is to cross-sell. So there's upselling and then there's cross-selling. So you can sell your mascara. Someone's ordering a mascara, but you can say, you know, a great product, you know, you're gonna love this mascara. All of our mascaras are water resistant. We have one formula for waterproof, but really, unless you're a swimmer, an athlete, like, are you doing a triathlon? No? Okay, so you probably just wanna stick to the mascara that we use today. I love the Lash Love. So you're gonna love this mascara. It's water resistant. So like if you kind of are teary or you have allergies, it's not gonna run. You know those funny memes where like, black is running down your face. That's not going to happen with our mascara. It's water resistant. But what I think is amazing is that we have the #1 eye makeup remover across all brands. So each night, to gently take your eye makeup off without tugging and pulling and causing wrinkles like we talked about, but to take it off easily and gently, it is our eye makeup remover. It's oil free. It's kind of like a shampoo and conditioner in one. Remember I talked about how we shook it? So you know, do you think you're going to need the eye makeup remover to take off your mascara? And she's like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Yes, put that down. Okay, great. So you add makeup remover. That's a cross sell. And so you see that in other places when you're checking out or in stores, how they strategically have things together. But, you know, I always just remind people of what we used and see if they just forgot to add it to their ticket. And if they're like, no, I'm like, okay, great. And then we just move on. So cross-selling is related or complementary products. It's one of the most effective ways to increase the average of your sales tickets. And so just kind of think of that, you know, when people are doing the, you know, the miracle set, saying, okay, now we talked a little bit about the microdermabrasion. Did you want to add that? That's better for like minimizing your pores and working on blackheads. So either yes or no. It's just like when you go to Panera, and they say, do you want to add a cookie? Do you want a cookie with your order? And sometimes I usually say no, even though I really want the cookie. But sometimes I say, you know what, I want the cookie, throw it in. Because they'll be like, do you want a cookie for $1? Yeah, throw in a cookie. Or if I go to McDonald's, there have been times where they're like, do you want an apple pie with that? And I always say no. But one time I remember I was driving home from a Mary Kay party. All I wanted was a Diet Coke to get me home. I was so thirsty and it just sounded so good. And so I went through a McDonald's and I got a Diet Coke and they said, you know, do you want an apple pie with that? And I said, you know what? I do. Add that to my order. And I bought the apple pie. I did not go to that McDonald's for an apple pie, but they got me and I wanted one and it tasted so good and I was so glad I got the apple pie. So think about that when you're filling out sales tickets with people. Like, you're just giving them an option and they can say yes or no. And so it's okay. No harm, no foul. Some will, some won't. So what? We don't need to connect our feelings to it. We're just providing a service. So I hope some of these have helped you. Just be real, have fun, be kind of breezy with your customers. It's not supposed to be so serious. And basically, talk about the products that you use in your bathroom. That's what we're doing. You probably joined Mary Kay because you love the skincare. And then as you got on the skincare, you probably fell in love with the mascara and the CC cream and the lip gloss. And then you added the Skin Victory brush maybe, or the microdermabrasion, and you realized, okay, I should just like become a consultant so I can look better and smell better for half the price. And so you did. And now you realize, oh, I could probably make some money with this like I did after I joined. And then it was a fun side hustle. And then it became like a full-time gig for me. But my point is, you love the product, right? And you use the product in your bathroom. And so you don't really need to know a lot to sell the product. You just have to talk about the product, like how you use it and why you love it, and tell some stories about it, some results that you've had, some compliments you've had, and people will connect with you. They will feel your authenticity and they will either want that product themselves because of how you feel or how you look, and they want to have that in their bathroom as well. So remember that. Your homework, as we wrap up now tonight, not only are you going to download those scripts from the PDF that I posted and put them in a little binder so you have them in front of you. Like, don't even go out and buy a binder. This binder is super ugly. It's ugly yellow. I'm sorry if you really like yellow. Yellow is like my least favorite color, but I have this binder in a drawer, and I used it because I didn't want to spend money. So just find a binder laying around your house. If you have to get one, they're, school supplies are out right now, so you can go get a cute one if it's more important to you. But I just took this ugly mustard yellow one and I printed my scripts and I put them in there. So your job is to do the same. And then the second thing is I want you to think about your presentation. If you're going to do a party or a facial one-on-one, virtually or in person, what are you going to feature? Now, if you're not sure, ask me. I would recommend always doing the Miracle Set because you can send samples of that in the mail. And then choose something that you love, whether that's the charcoal mask or the microdermabrasion. Pick those two products. Maybe you want to do both of them, but I want you to come up with a feature of that product, the benefit, the hidden benefit, and then a story about it. And get your presentation down. Feel comfortable, whether that's saying it over and over again in front of the mirror or while you're driving in the car. Get your presentation down so that you can walk through the Miracle Set quickly, that you can talk about the charcoal mask, and then while it's drying, feature maybe a couple other products, the eye makeup remover and the microderm, that you can talk about and have a story about so that you're confident in that. And then come up with your game plan with your sets. Ordering these beauty books from Section 2, Sales Aids, Classroom Party Aids, I think it's called. Have those on hand. And then when you're either mailing packets out of the Miracle Set, the microderm and the charcoal mask, and these little beauty books, that they have them in front of them and you can walk through them and just, hit the main points on these pages as you talk about the products. That's why I love the beauty book class, because I could just have it right in front of me and I could say, you know what, this Miracle Set is amazing. It's 3D because it stands for 3Ds. See it? See the 3Ds? They even put it in bold for you. Defend, delay, deliver. Okay, so what does it do? It defends the free radicals. Free radicals are like all those things in the air that are attacking your skin and making you age prematurely, like smoke, smog, sun damage. Like, those are free radicals. Like, if you don't know what those are, just Google them and you can figure it out. But you have the book to read through, and then feel more comfortable talking about the products because you have your experience, but you just have the words of Mary Kay in front of you too with the beauty book. And then decide at the end what you're going to do. Are you going to do 3 sets and get your 4th set, half off? Are you going to do 2 sets, by your 3rd half off? And then if you add your 4th set, you get the travel roll free. I sold a lot of sets. Because I offered sets. You know what happens if you don't offer sets? People buy individual items and your sales are lower. Now, could they still add individual items? Of course they can. I would have a lot of people say, I'm just going to get the Miracle Set. I just want 1 set. I'm like, oh, that's totally fine. But they're like, but I do really want the eye makeup remover. I'm like, oh, that's okay. You can do just 1 item individually. And they're like, oh, you can? Okay. That's why you meet with them individually to answer their questions and help them fill out their sales ticket so it's not confusing at all. And sometimes people will buy nothing and they won't meet with you. That's okay. Sometimes you will have people who will just buy an individual item. All I want is an eye makeup remover. Okay. And I loved on them as if they were buying a full set. And that was okay. And sometimes they did come back later because I always gave them my card with my website on it. I let them keep their beauty book. Sometimes later they ordered on my website because sometimes it's a money thing. Sometimes I would say, how about if we do half now? If money's an object, an issue, we can do half now if you give me your card. And then next week on Friday, do you get paid on Fridays? I could put the other half through when I put your order in the mail, like if you're going to do it through your website. I would work with people, I totally would, because that was sometimes an issue, but you don't know that until you meet with people. So I definitely sold more when I sold because of sets and worked with people in that one-on-one consultation. The very first party I ever did was horrible. because I didn't do this. I just did the party. I went through the miracle set, and then I just said, I'll be over here if anybody needs anything. And then it was awkward and no one wanted to come over. It was weird. And I thought, this doesn't work. Why is this not working? And I wanted to be a student. The teacher in me, I was a teacher. I'm like, that I taught so well the products, but something's wrong. What am I not doing right? And so I figured out what I needed to do right, and I fixed it. I figured out that I needed to meet with them individually. I talked to my recruiter who had recruited me, because I had not been to a party of hers prior to that, so I didn't really know how it worked. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And so I fixed that and learned how to close the sale, and I started to sell gobs and gobs of product. Now, do you always sell product? No, there have been parties where I left and I sold nothing. And then I felt like, okay, I was like a Mary Kay missionary, just giving out the samples, and I sold nothing. But you know what? Missionaries do work that's important, and it's rewarded later in heaven. So I'll just be rewarded later. And sometimes rewards did come later. Sometimes I just got in a bad group of people, like where, you know, if you're with a group of people where nobody has any money, they probably have friends who don't have any money. And if they give you referrals, those people probably don't have any money. And there were times where I'm like, I need a new group of people. So I would pivot, I found a new person, and then it made a huge difference to get in groups. The point of me telling you this is I want you to know that there are going to be times where you sell a lot, and there are going to be times where you sell nothing. And I feel like as long as you keep doing the work and you keep showing up, then your averages, know your average. I knew what my averages were. I knew my average party sales, I knew my average individual face sale, and I knew my average reorder sale. So that when there were times that I sold nothing, I could say, but you know what, that's okay. That's helping my average, because I must have a really good party coming up. I remember one December sitting in my car. It was freezing cold, snowing, it was late, and I had to drive almost an hour home, and I had sold, I was still a consultant. I wasn't a director. So this was probably, over 16 years ago. I got in my car and I had sold over $1,000. I had never sold over $1,000 in one night at one party. And I literally got in my car and I was like, thank you, Lord. Because I knew that would help our family for Christmas. That was money I was going to put now that I made as a profit to buy my family Christmas presents. And so, you know, there were times where I have amazing stories like that, where I sold over $1,000, and I had more parties that were over $1,000 to parties where I did, again, sold nothing, or I sold less than $100. So you have to kind of know your averages to help you get out of that mindset if you're starting to spiral out thinking this isn't working. Usually what's the problem is you just haven't had enough appointments to make you realize, okay, this is just how things happen. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but a lot of times it's right in the middle. So just when you're having a bad day, I always think, what do I need to do to have a good day? I'm probably gonna go sell something, because I always feel better when I sell something. You just can't tell me that you don't get a website order, or you don't get a sweet call like I did from my friend Ann in Louisville, where she ordered $150 worth of product, and you don't get done and you're like doing a little dance because you're so excited. There's just something about selling product and making money that makes you feel better. So if you're ever needing a pick-me-up, just go make a sale. Yeah, we'll just start there. All right, so this was the end of session 2 of our Back to the Basics Bootcamp. And we basically covered mostly sales, even though those booking scripts are available to you. The final session that we'll get to in the future, our third session and our final session, will be all about team building and recruiting and sharing the opportunity. Remember, it's our gift. We're sharing and helping people. We also can help people by sharing the Mary Kay opportunity and helping them build a Mary Kay business as well. So that'll be in our third session of our Back to the Basics Bootcamp. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Reach out to me if you did. Let me know what your favorite part was, what your takeaway is, what's going to change in your sales techniques or in your booking scripts. After listening, I would love to hear your feedback. But again, just thank you for showing up, for taking the time to watch. And that my job as a teacher is hopefully to impact you and give you some concrete, meat and potatoes information that you can go back now and implement. But just keep showing up. okay? That's where you'll see the biggest success. Touch your business every day and just show up. Don't forget about that social media checklist that I gave you too as well, where you can show up for your customers to create some interaction, to engage with them. So now you can use those booking scripts that I provided, and for you then now to have an appointment that you can use these sales techniques as well. I hope you're excited and that you'll go build your business. Thanks, guys.